Hey guys, and welcome to our first ever podcast style video. We've been wanting to do something a little bit more laid back where we could just talk to each other, talk to you guys, kind of, I don't know, just sit here and hang. And so this type of video, you don't actually have to watch the camera. We just have it here in case you do. So you can put it in the background and we'll just talk your ear off today.
With a grizzle. So what are we going to talk about today? What's our...
Oh, he's just hanging out right there. I don't know if you guys can see him in the camera, but he's just laying on the table. But our topic for today is going to be superheroes. We made a list of different topics, and I think that one would be interesting for today. Mostly like, what's our favorite superhero? If we could have a superpower, what would it be? Anything like that. So you want to start? What's your favorite superhero movie that's been coming out? Yeah.
Probably The Arrow, just because the whole story. I don't know if anybody's ever watched it. You've kind of watched a few episodes.
I watched some.
But the whole aspect of him him not having a gift and him like basically going through stuff in his life and figuring out his own way to becoming a quote-unquote superhero, and then all of the stuff that he does for his city and stuff like that.
Does Arrow have a movie or just a show? I think
it's just a show.
And what channel aired the show? I know it's on Netflix.
CW, I think.
Oh, okay.
CW? Yeah. I think it's CW. And it's still out, I think. I think they're still rolling out new episodes. But yeah. I just like...
You like that he's not a superhero? Like,
right.
I mean, he is, but he doesn't like, he's not given a superpower from like these great gods or something like that.
Right, exactly. Like, he basically made himself a superhero. And it kind of, I don't know, makes you think like, oh, well, a normal person can just, I guess, I mean, it is a cartoon. Well, it is a...
Well, it's real.
It's real, but it's a movie, so, I mean, take everything for a grain of salt, but it's just cool that he basically made himself a superhero and that he's doing what he thinks is good for his city to make it a better place instead of just, being given a superhero power and using it. What's your favorite superhero?
I think, so yours is very cool because it's like a superhero that not a whole lot of people have heard of, and I'm gonna do the complete opposite.
There we go.
And I'm gonna pick Iron Man as my favorite superhero, which I'm pretty sure like everyone on the face of the earth, if you're naming superheroes, everybody knows who Iron Man is. So yeah, that's probably my favorite superhero movie though, because I don't know, I just like the movies. They did a really good job with them, and like his character, like the way he plays that character, it just makes me, I don't know, he's funny and asshole-ish and rude, and then he has this awesome suit, and again, it's kind of like yours, like he's not given a superpower. He's not like Thor or, I don't even know what other superheroes, but like
Hulk, stuff like that.
Yeah, where he like has this extra power inside of him, like his is all his suit. And so, I don't know, it's just really fun to see like just a normal guy, super intelligent, like crazy rich guy just with his suit. So I don't know, that's my favorite, and I just think they did so well with the movies, and that's why I like it. Like, not necessarily because like Iron Man as like a superhero entity is really cool, but just like the way they did the movie is really good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think kind of along with the Arrow, something happened in his life where, as you saw in the first movie, like basically figured out that everyone was using all of his weapons and stuff to kill other people, and he didn't really like that, and decided that he wanted to use his intelligence for good, and he's trying to help out his city. He's trying to make the world a better place. Granted, yes, it is a movie, but it also, what I think the movie does is kind of helps people realize that stuff like this is possible, and it just takes the right amount of money and the right amount of smarts to make it happen. I know, like, who's the Tesla guy.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Like,
Yeah, he's
people
like a
him,
real life Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be if he wanted to be.
But like he has the money and the smarts or people around him that have the smarts to make stuff like that happen. So it kind of just like,
yeah,
it kind of laid the groundwork, just like things that, you know, you watched as kids that you didn't think was possible are totally possible now, just because someone dreamt it up and then someone made it happen.
Yeah, I never thought about that as like Elon Musk is like the real life Iron Man, and I think it's so true. Like, he's the real life Tony Stark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I'm intrigued by Elon Musk, and I want to go like read all his books and stuff.
It's a lot of books. It's a lot of intelligence in pages.
I think it would be fun though. Okay, so if you could have a superpower of your own, what would it be? If you could have any superpower, what would you pick?
I'd go with time travel, or the ability to
Forward and backward? Just like go anywhere in time, like Doctor Strange?
Okay. Yeah, like Doctor Strange. So not necessarily the ability to. Is his the ability to go forward and backwards, or can he pause time too?
I think he can do a lot of things because he like can bend time and space. So like, I think he can. There's just repercussions with it. Like he can. I think he can like slow time down, and I don't really know. They don't have a lot on Doctor Strange, and I don't know the comics.
Yeah.
I think he can like go forward and backwards, and like he can kind of slow things down and stop it when he wants.
Yeah, and
but there's repercussions with that. Like you can't just do that whenever you want, willy nilly.
Why not? I don't know. I think that would be the coolest because I don't know. There's times like I think now, kind of back, and I realize that I wish I knew stuff when I was younger. I wish I paid more attention to things, or wish I would have appreciated certain things. And granted, that's a whole like different thing to go back in time, because you wouldn't necessarily be yourself.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you ruin things if you went back in time? Like, wouldn't things change? Wouldn't you have never met me or something like that?
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I'm saying you don't either. And so if you go back and change things, are you concerned by that, or in your like little superhero world that's not gonna happen?
I don't know. I wish that even little things that wouldn't have changed, like even if I don't know, like when your parents got your first bike for you, and you're just like, gosh, I've been wanting this bike forever. Why did it take so long? And now, you know, when you have to actually purchase your own things, you kind of realize that, you know, a bike is not something that you just go out to the store and, you know, pay $5 for.
Yeah.
And a lot of things I wouldn't say regret, but I wish I could have went back and appreciated the things that, you know, people that have now passed, having that time and appreciating that time instead of just flying through it and wishing you were older and wishing you had a job that made money. And now that, you know, you're in that part of your life, you kind of realize, well, wish I would have paid more attention and enjoyed being a young kid instead of
wishing for the next thing.
Right, instead of wishing for the next thing, I wish I would have enjoyed the time and, you know,
where you were at that time.
And being time bender, I don't know, just to go back, change those things. And if I don't know, I'd probably get carried away with it and change things that aren't supposed to be changed. And I don't know,
all the things of your past led to where you are.
Yeah, so they say. What would be your favorite?
Okay, or my power?
Your superhero power.
I think if I could have any superhero power at this moment, because I always change the answer. You know, you take like those personality tests and they ask you things like this. I feel like I always change. But at the moment, if I could have any superhero power, I think I would want invisibility.
And what would you do with invisibility?
Because I think invisibility could be so useful in being an how do I want to say this? It's so useful in like being a superhero that just like casually gets people caught, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean I have to have like super strength where I'm out in the open and everybody sees me and like everybody knows that, like, you know what I mean? I'm putting my life at risk. Like, all these things are happening, but with invisibility, I can just do like little sly things like spying or, I don't know. Mostly just like spying is what I would want, and like being a fly on the wall and like that sort of thing. I think that I would really like being invisible. And plus, then if I was invisible, I could just go away for a little bit if I wanted to. And go wherever I wanted to, and nobody can see me, and nobody can stop me.
Walk on a flight and not have to pay for it?
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it would be nice to just be invisible.
Well, I'm glad you're not invisible.
Well, I would be able to control it, so I could be invisible when I wanted to be invisible. Just okay, so if I could be any superhero, like if I had to name like one superhero I could be that like encompassed all of their like abilities, it would be like Violet off of Incredibles.
You can only have one
superhero
power.
Okay, well, I'm just saying
Cheater.
Violet has the good superhero powers in my mind, because she like can turn invisible, and then she also has like force fields, and then she can use her force fields to like create damage and like things like that.
So you're cheating.
I'm not.
You can only pick one.
I am. My one is invisibility, but I said if I could be a superhero, it would be Violet from The Incredibles.
You're a mess.
If you could be a superhero, who would you be? Would you be Doctor Strange, because he can do the time bending and all of the things? Would you be somebody else? Excuse me.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. There's only like so much out about Doctor Strange right now.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure there's a lot more about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I never read comic books. I don't really know more of what he does about. And stuff.
Yeah, because they have like the Doctor Strange movie,
right?
And then he's in the new
Avengers,
and is that it?
I think so. I don't. I mean, check. I don't think he has his own TV show yet.
No,
I think he will.
I
think they're pretty much all getting their own TV shows.
Really? That would be cool.
There's a lot of them that are getting their own TV shows now.
There's just so much fandom around comic book heroes right now, and like not just Marvel, because even DC is getting big, but I think Marvel kind of kicked it off, and now like everybody and their brother wants to like watch superhero stuff and be involved in the superhero fandom and do this with superheroes and that. And it's cool though.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is because of the movies that came out.
Yeah,
because they were like, wow, that was a really great movie, and then people get caught up in the what actually happened, like why is this person this way, and then they get into more of the comic stuff. And every comic book, well, I shouldn't say every, I'm not very educated on it, but as far as I know, every comic book character has like this long backstory, like, you know what I mean, they each have their own thing, and so it's easy for movies and shows to like expand upon that and just make it into like this bigger thing, versus like if you watch like any other movie, each character in any other movie doesn't have this like long drawn out backstory the way superheroes do. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Even like the smallest superhero just seems to have like the biggest backstory. Except for the baby off Incredibles. Okay. He doesn't have a backstory yet. The Incredibles, they're not the kind of superheroes I'm thinking of necessarily. Oh. They don't really have a backstory either. Well, they kind of do. Well, I mean, they do, but not like Doctor Strange or Iron Man or Thor. Thor's story could go on forever. He has an enormous story. Because he's like a god, and there's like that's an entire different world. So they have to build that world for you. They have to lay down all of those like ties and everything like that. Yeah. And then you can finally get into the idea of Thor coming to Earth. And then that's its own story. But like, yeah, the Incredibles don't have that sort of thing. Valid. So anything else you wanted to talk about today regarding superheroes? What do you think Grizzle's superhero would be? Oh my god. He'd be really good at being invisible. No, I think he's too crazy to be invisible. Like, I think that would. He needs more attention than that, though, because I think invisible is a superhero, is a superpower that like is for people who are like more introverted and don't want to be the center of attention, versus
Grizzle has to be the center of attention.
That's so true.
So he needs something that's like really flashy. Like I think Grizzle would be awesome if he could be like the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash.
He would just run everywhere like he does now.
He acts like that now. He's just not as fast yet.
Yeah. So just imagine if he had like Flash superpowers.
And I think he has the metabolism as Flash too, because he eats all the time.
What about Sky?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Sky,
She's so laid back.
yeah. Well, she wants it to be about her when she wants it to be about her, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She'd be a good Iron Man. She's really, really smart. And you're right. When she wants attention, she'll make you like...
Pay attention to her.
Yeah. Like earlier when we were trying to start the podcast and she just kept barking because she wants attention.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
She's a good girl.
She is. What do you think her name would be instead of Iron Man? Wolf Dog. The Adventures of Wolf Dog.
It's funny that we're giving superhero powers to our animals because there are superheroes that are animals, like Wolverine, and then there's like Catwoman and things like that.
Yeah, but Catwoman's
That,
not a real
like,
cat.
But they are mimicking the abilities of these animals, and yet we want to take our animals and give them different powers.
What would Grizzle's name be?
If he was Flash,
Yeah.
I don't know. Grizzle. I don't know. Grizzle already a pretty vicious superhero name. Like if there was a superhero named Grizzle,
Yeah, that's true. But you would expect like Grizzle to be like
like
big
something
buff.
that mauls or like or
a
like
big buff yeah.
like a Wolverine kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Which he is sometimes because as you saw this morning when he just slaps me across the face when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
You thought that's pretty funny, didn't
No,
you?
he's just booping you.
Yeah, with his claws out.
It was cute.
For you weren't being attacked.
He attacked me earlier. Look, I have a dot on my leg, and it was all swollen up.
All swollen up because you're allergic to cats. Yet we have a cat. Mm-hmm. And I'm allergic to dogs. Yet we have a dog.
It's okay. We survive.
Barely. This morning was pretty rough. I was so plugged up this morning.
No, yeah. Well,
It is what it is.
do you want to go ahead and end the podcast here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know what we're going to do next time?
No idea, but we'll probably do it next week, and maybe next week it'll be a little bit more organized. Since this was our first one, we didn't really know what we were doing and how the setup was going to be and what everything's going to be, so we're going to sit down and go through this one, and maybe next one will be a little bit more organized, and we'll figure it out.
And maybe we'll have our own mics at work.
Yeah, because that's a story for a different day. But we will see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you for listening in, and we'll catch you later. Bye!